Muchas gracias por continuar con nosotros en Foro Global. En tu pantalla puedes ver la respuesta a la trivia de esta noche sobre el referéndum de Venezuela, del que le vamos a hablar mañana, sobre las implicaciones de lo que ocurrió allá y en distintas partes del mundo en donde pudieron votar los venezolanos. Pero es momento ahora de hacer un enlace vía telefónica con Pottengal Mukundan. Él es capitán, además es director del Buró Marítimo Internacional, una institución establecida desde 1981 que se dedica al combate de todo tipo de crimen y de malas prácticas relacionadas al sector marítimo. Pottengal es egresado del programa de estudios marítimos por la Universidad de Plymouth y de la maestría en Administración de Negocios por el Cranfield School of Management. Desde los años 80 es parte de la International Chamber of Commerce y es conferencista sobre temas de fraudes y errores en el sector comercial. Captain Pottengal, thank you so much for these minutes from London for Foro Global. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Well, why don't you start by explaining us a little bit about this strange phenomenon? We're talking about pirates in the 21st century, and if you tell people anywhere in the world about pirates, we usually think about this very famous movie, Pirates in the Caribbean, but pirates in the 21st century are not in the Caribbean, they're somewhere else. Where are these pirates, and what are they trying to do with their crimes?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to say that there is nothing romantic about the piracy that you see in movies and everything else. The pirates are usually very ruthless criminals who show no mercy to their victims. The current hotspots of piracy are in the Gulf of Guinea on the west coast of Africa, off the coast of Somalia on the east coast, and we have a developing problem in Southeast Asia. These are the three hotspots. The types of attacks range from the armed robbers who get on board a ship to steal whatever they can, and within about an hour they are gone. And at the other end of the scale, you have the very organized attack against a ship in order to hijack the vessel and sometimes steal its cargo, or to keep the ship until a ransom is paid for the release of the vessel and the crew. This last type of attack was very popular in Somalia from about 2007 till 2012. And at one stage, there was a ship being hijacked every week in that area. And the Somali pirates made a lot of money. That problem has now come down over the last 3 or 4 years, but we see the signs of it re-emerging again. There has been this last year 5 vessels which have been attacked in this area, and they have equipment on board which is only used to board ships. In other words, it is used for a pirate attack in order to hijack the vessel. But they have not succeeded.
Sure.
In the Gulf of Guinea, we have a different kind of attack where you have a range of incidents which go from the simple armed robbery on board to actually getting on board a ship 70, 80 miles off the coast of West Africa, which means it is outside the territorial waters. And the purpose of the attack is to get on board and they grab a few crew members and take them back in their boat and take them and hold them ashore for ransom. And usually within about 4 to 8 weeks, the hostages are released against the payment of a ransom.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of attack that we see there. But and finally, we see the attacks in Southeast Asia, where ships have been boarded, particularly south of the Philippines, and crew members have been kidnapped from the ship, taken ashore, and then it becomes very difficult to recover them because that area of southern Philippines is not very stable.
Sure. We read
there are militant groups.
Yeah, we had the chance to read your 2017 mid-year report, in which you conclude that there is a decline of 10% of these attacks regarding the previous year. What is the reason of this, and how does the Maritime Bureau works with national governments to prevent more crimes like this?
Yes, the International Maritime Bureau set up its Piracy Reporting Center in 1991. So it's about 26 years ago. And we remain the only global point where ships can report attacks wherever they are in the world. There are other regional centers which receive the reports, but the IMB's center is the only one which receives it wherever it is in the world. And once a report is received in the center, then we will pass it on to the nearest response agencies, navies, coast guards, police in different countries for their action, and then we try and follow up with them to see what help we can further give. And this system has worked very well. The main reason for the decline recently has been the decline in the attacks in the Gulf of Guinea, the successful attacks, and also with it the decline in the attacks in Southeast Asia. But the potential is there for it to rise again, and we call upon the governments actually to keep the pressure upon these criminal groups so they don't have the freedom to maneuver and take over these ships.
I see. Captain Pottengal Mukundan, thank you so much for these minutes for Foro Global. It's, of course, a very interesting topic, and we'll be following up the story that you mentioned, probably to do some work about it, and we'll contact you in the future to know more about this topic.
Thank you very much.